Yo, what is going on, you guys? I'm FlipArtz, and welcome back to another commentary video for Black Ops 3. And in this commentary today, I'm going to be covering a topic that a whole bunch of people, YouTubers and all, have been talking about lately for the past week or so already. So I figured I'm going to give my 2 cents on this. I was going to keep back on it and just not do anything, but I figured, you know what, some people might want to hear my opinion on this, so I figured I'd give my 2 cents, because for me personally, this doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but obviously it seems like a big deal to a lot of people out there in this community. So I figured, alright, I'm gonna give my 2 cents and see what everybody else has to think, and if you guys have anything against me, feel free to let me know down in the comments below of this video. But if you guys don't know what I'm talking about already, we're talking about the score streaks for Black Ops 3. A lot of people are complaining that the streak cost, or however many points you need to get to these streaks, are ridiculously high, for the fact that once you get them and then you put them up in the air or you put them down on the ground, they get taken out very, very quickly. And I can agree with that. I'm one of those people who carry my black cell or whatever, and I take these kill streaks down ASAP because I don't want the team having no advantage over me. If I'm playing and I see that the enemy has the UAV up, I'm going to shoot that thing down real quick so that they cannot take out my team, because most of the time, I don't know why, on my team, it's usually me carrying the rest of my team, because I don't know what they're doing. They're either just dying a lot, camping, or they're just AFK. Like, I don't know what you're doing in the middle of a lobby that you decide, I'm going to screw around today. Not on my team, not on my watch, not today. But from all the videos that I've seen about people complaining about score streaks and all that stuff, I've seen pretty much just 2 things that they've really just been mad about. The fact that there is a big streak cost just to get to your score streak, meaning the amount of points it takes to get to it, or the amount of kills it takes to get to it, and then the fact that once you finally get like a UAV up, or you get your wraps or a talent or whatever, it gets taken down within the first 5 to 10 seconds. And yes, that does suck. But in my opinion, I feel like it's not that they are so weak or anything like that. I feel like it's because people are finally adapting to the new Call of Duties, and they're actually willing to take things down in the battlefield instead of hiding in a building and just waiting it out and camping the whole time. I mean, for me, honestly, I feel like, do we really need this score streak buff? Do we really need this to happen? Does this really need to be a thing? Me personally, no, I'm not that sassy about it. I'm not that complainative about it. I'm pretty happy for what it is, and I'm happy that we have a new Call of Duty. Yes, there are a few things that kind of suck about it, people head glitching and all that stuff, but that is to come with every Call of Duty. They do that every year. There's always some kind of spot that people head glitch, and you know, that's just a part of what it is, and people head glitch all the time. I do it, you do it, everybody does it. Nobody can say there's too many head glitch spots, because the fact is, you've probably done it more than 100 times already yourself, and you haven't even realized it. And if you have, then you can't say anything because then you're being hypocritical about it. But whether or not you're gonna say, you know, the score streaks do this, or the score streaks taken down, or whatever, I think people are just adapting to the fact that they need to start taking these score streaks down. When I started back in Call of Duty 4, nobody wanted to take score streaks down. It was all about trying to get your helicopter out there, and if you had that helicopter up, you killed everybody. You were automatically gonna be on top of the leaderboard, and that was it. Nobody wanted to use an RPG and try to take it down. They didn't even have stingers back then to where you could lock onto it. At least I don't think so, because I don't remember ever using a stinger, but I do remember using RPGs. And then you had World at War, where you had, I think, dogs or something like that. I think they had dogs, and dogs were pretty scary, if anything. I mean, they just run at you, and then you could shoot them, but they were pretty bulky. And then you had MW2, to where you had AC-130s, chopper gunners, and nukes, and that was the high-end kill streaks a lot of people wanted to use. And in Black Ops 3, you do have the wraps, you have the wraiths, you have the mothership, and all that stuff. And yes, they do get taken down very, very quickly, because I feel like people are adapting to it. Way back when, people didn't want to try and take it out, because when you did, it felt like it took forever to take them out. If you had the AC-130, for example, NW2, it took 3 shots with a stinger just to take that thing down, because an AC-130 had 2 sets of anti-missile something so that you couldn't take it down, and then the third one would finally do it, and you probably died like 50 times by then. And then the chopper gunner, I think, took 1 or 2 shots, and then it followed all the way through. I remember when I started playing Black Ops 2, I was the one who was trying to take down UAVs and the chopper gunners and things like that, because I knew as soon as that thing is up, it is almost impossible to take it down. But if you can get ahead of it very, very quickly, then of course you're going to be able to do that. So, you know, when you start playing through the Call of Duties, you're going to notice, yeah, you know, slowly but surely, clearly people were trying to take down any kind of kill streak that was up, whether it was something as simple as a UAV all the way down to even chem strikes. People were telling me you could take chem strikes down. I don't even know if that's true, but people were already trying to take kill streaks down when they were up, and I was doing that as well. I was one of those people that would carry around a Stinger or any kind of missile launcher with the lock-on mechanism on it. I would be that guy who would have that missile launcher and ready to be taken down any kind of kill streak that I see is up. It's gonna say enemies UAV coming in, enemy chopper gunner coming in, any enemy something coming in that's in the sky, I'm gonna be taking it out. Even if it's something like a sentry gun or whatever, I'll be throwing EMP grenades at that thing and taking it out. I'll be doing whatever I can so that the enemy does not get any kind of advantage over my team, because let's face it, as soon as some kind of kill streak comes into the game, the tables can turn very, very quickly. It doesn't matter what the score is. It could be something like your team is losing like 20 points or 30 points, and suddenly you get on a streak and then you get some good kill streak. You could turn that game around very, very quickly within the first minute or two, and suddenly you're gonna win that game just because of one kill streak, or maybe even two kill streaks. A simple UAV and an orbital VSAT, or a UAV and a Harrier, or a UAV and then a chopper gunner. I don't know, you could be on any kind of crazy kill streak, but as soon as you get to a really good kill streak, the game can flip instantly. Like, even if back in MW2, people could be winning a domination match, as soon as you hit that nuke, your team automatically won because you got the nuke. It didn't matter what the score was anymore. It didn't matter if the other team was at 199 with 10 seconds left or whatever. Your team is gonna win automatically just because you got that nuke and you set it off before the timer went off or anything. You will win if you manage to get those high-end kill streaks. Yes, in this game, you could get a mothership, or you could have 2 wraiths in a game, or whatever it is, and it seems like, yes, this is my chance, we're gonna win. But guess what? This is a new Call of Duty in the franchise. This is a new game that has finally come out, and maybe this game is just not a score streak based game anymore. This isn't like MW2, this isn't like Black Ops 2, this isn't like the other Call of Duties that we played before. It feels very similar to other ones, yes it does here and there, but this isn't those Call of Duties. This is Black Ops 3. This is a new Call of Duty game, Black Ops 3, and maybe this one in particular is not a score streak based Call of Duty anymore. This is, you gotta use your weapon, you go in and you kill people with your weapon. You use your specialist class and you kill people with their specialist weapons, use your specialist abilities, use whatever you gotta do, but maybe score streaks just isn't it for this game. Yeah, they could buff it up, you know, and they make it so that the UAV costs like 300 points or whatever, and to get a Wraith instead of like 11 kills or 1100 points, it's like 9 kills or whatever. Either way, I feel like it's still gonna get taken down fairly quickly. What are they gonna do? Make a UAV so that it takes 2 shots to take it down? That seems pretty ridiculous. The only kind of buff that I could see them actually doing towards score streaks are things like maybe the Wraith or the Talon, because I feel like my Talon or my Wraith would be hitting someone, and it feels like maybe they're just shooting rice at them. They're not even gonna hit. It's just all these hit markers, but nothing's happening. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but sometimes it feels like, yeah, that is a little bit weak. But at the same time, I really don't see what you could really buff to help your score streaks out. Maybe everything will go down in streak cost, but I don't see that being a big change. I still feel like I'm still going to be out there with a black cell, a stinger, whatever you guys want to call it, and take down your score streaks. But are you really going to be mad about the fact that I took down your mothership or your Raps or your Wraith or your Talon? You really can't, because the fact is, if I take it down, then you gotta think, okay, next game, there's a guy on the other team whose name is FlipArtz or CurtArts, and he just took down all of my kill streaks every single time I put him up. So what's the point of me doing that? Well, maybe instead of me putting streaks up in the sky, I should be putting streaks down on the ground. Honestly, if you really haven't thought about it yet, guys, the ground streaks are much more powerful than the sky streaks. You got Guardians, you got sentry guns, you got power core, you've got the Cerberus and the GI unit. Honestly, have you even seen a GI unit? That thing is way too difficult to take out. It is literally another player, but in veteran difficulty mode. It is the most difficult thing I've ever seen to try and take out. You can make it so it can just walk around by itself and defend an area and just chill there and kill people, or you can let it follow you around and just kill people like a Terminator bodyguard, like Arnold Schwarzenegger from the Terminator, just following you around and killing people. It's absolutely ridiculous. I've tried to fight one before and take out my black cell, not even enough time because he already knows you're there and takes you out. And then you got little Wally packed with like a Super Saiyan God mode on there with all these machine guns and everything and missiles, and just destroys you instantly. that is crazy. And then you got sentry guns, and honestly, sentry guns take the most amount of work ever just to take out, along with the guardian. Honestly, the ground streaks, guys, are much more powerful than the sky streaks. That's just something to keep in mind if you guys are still getting upset. And think about this, the guardian and the power core and the sentry gun all take 2 shots with a black cell or the other stinger, whatever, I don't remember what it's called, but it takes 2 shots just to take that thing out, or like 2 to 3 magazines from any weapon just to take it out, or like 14 hits meleeing it. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is powerful versus taking like 1 shot from a UAV or like 2 stinger shots for a Wraith. And that Wraith finally gets in, and you can even see it before it comes in. When you have a sentry gun there, or a power core, or a guardian, as soon as you're in line of sight, you gotta be sure that you're locked on very, very quickly before it locks onto you, because you're probably gonna die. So at the end of the day, the question is, do these score streaks in Black Ops 3 really need a buff? Me personally, I don't think so. I feel like people are just complaining too much that their score streaks are not going in and not going ham enough, and they're not trying out different score streaks enough to give them a chance, because honestly, the other ground score streaks in this game are absolutely amazing and they go on a tear. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think that we really do need this patch after what I've had to say today? Obviously, if you do disagree, let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. But hey, while you're down there, maybe hit the like button if you guys did enjoy this video and this commentary. Thank you guys so much for watching, and also if you're new, subscribe, because I put out awesome videos every single day as much as I can for you guys. You guys have some entertaining stuff to watch and listen to. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. So later days, and peace out.